Ace High.
Okay, so like I said, I come to work and that shit had happened, and I'll be like, yo, this shit is like I, you know what I'm saying. I used to wake up when I did that shit. I woke up on for work on time every time. Uh, with my son, it actually for parenting, it made me look at parenting in a whole different light. Like, and
You
it's
was
crazy to say that, but it was like that for me.
Were you nicer to your kids?
Very, very
I
much so.
I'll hold you like one of the big things for me is seeing how patient I am with them.
Yeah,
Like
my patience is always key because I always respect y'all women. Like y'all women, y'all are born with way more patience than us. But oh shit, facts, Mike. But the y'all women are born with way more patience than us. So like me being a single dad, I have to learn the patience along the way. So with me taking that month off, I was able to learn a lot of patience. Like I had to learn a lot of patience, and it was just great for me.
well, this segue into one of our topics, don't it?
Um, yeah, actually, yeah, breaking general curses.
I said general. So
Generational.
this is your
Generational, my
topic,
bad.
Trey.
I wrote general.
Hey, so this your topic, Trey. I'm gonna let you pop it off, man. What you got for us?
Breaking generational curses.
Mm-hmm.
Me, my whole family drinks. Like it's typically found in the men. And so my dad have this running joke that I'm the son he should have had, and my dad got like 3 boys. So that kind of gives you a basis of where it's at. But for me, alcohol is a depressant, and I was always curious why we use it to celebrate. You know, like why are we using it to better get higher, get lit, when the truth is it's really staring us to shit.
Respectfully. So I can't get high for obvious reasons.
Mm.
You know, I'm in the military. If I could get high, I wouldn't drink. But um, I mean, I don't know. I just use drinking as a like when I celebrate or whatever. Drinking is just a different breed for me. Like I'm gonna get lit. Like or no matter what. Like if SB can attest to this, Mike can attest to it. They both been to my house before. We gonna come to the house. You gonna come to the house and I'm gonna have a drink for you ready.
I can definitely agree with that shit. We did some stupid ass shit though. We was in Cali, man. Like this nigga, me and this nigga used to link up outside, man. We'd sit on the car and talk about hour or two type shit. And we'd just be sitting out there fucking drinking Hennessy and Crown Royal mixed like some dumbasses. Going, man, hey, don't look like that, bro. It was some wild days, bro.
Hold on, bro. Hold on, bro.
Meanwhile, I put this nigga on to that shit, bro. Yes, I literally said, hey, Jock, let's mix this
Okay,
shit.
so what we talking about?
So I told these niggas, man, we used to sit outside and drink that Crown Head mix.
Oh man, yeah, that shit was different. That shit was a different type of breed right there. That was a different timeline right there.
These niggas.
I don't know what made me do that stupid ass shit, nigga. Hey, it
Hey,
felt good
John,
at the time.
I don't know what the fuck made that nigga SB do this shit, but I just remember pulling up and that nigga be like, "Yo, I got this new concoction." I'm like, "Well, shit, pull that bitch up then." We take a shot. We'll smoke a black. I'll be next thing you know. Before you know, we be, both of us over here drunk as hell. We like, "Yeah, it's time to live our life now."
Like that, man, nigga. That was the longest 5-minute drive of anybody's life, nigga.
Well, what? I stayed 3 minutes away from that nigga. That 3 minute drive, I'll be over this motherfucker like.
You ain't trying to make no mistakes.
Right.
Hey, what I will say though, man, yeah, I just checked on the K. The one thing I will say, I think the generational curse for my family is always like, I guess, uh, tolerating or accepting less than what you're worth, and I think that's a depiction of a lot of things. I guess, like you would have aunts and cousins, you know, family friends that would basically just take the first thing available when it came to their own personal happiness because they felt like that's what we could get. And you got a couple family members who kind of break that curse and they go find some happiness, some real enjoyment in their life, and it's like they're more successful and living more prosperously because they found something that was more fitting for them instead of, I guess, staying where they were, stagnant and basically what we call toxicity. So, and I think for myself, like I started finding different things instead of settling for, you know, maybe not the girl that needs to be me at that time for whatever the situation may be. Find somebody else who I feel like is more worthy of my time. And you know, other people got different ways of looking at it. You know what I'm saying? They could be putting their face in a bottle, putting their face in a plate because that's how they try to escape. But you know, for my family, I think that's what I pretty much seen growing up because I don't think we had issues with drinking or smoking and shit. Like we all smoke weed now, probably, but it is what it is. It's just reality. But well, not y'all, but we civilians, so you know what I'm saying. We do what we do, but that's my thing though. You got
Facts.
Okay, so for me, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I didn't grow up seeing a mom who smoked, who drank, who had like serious, what's the word, coping mechanisms in that sense.
Hey, shout out to mom too.
However, I did grow up seeing like my mom tolerated a lot, and as a kid, you think, oh, she's so strong, you know, like you idolize it in a sense because of how much she can take. But as an adult, it's like I don't want to have to be strong all the time. Like I want to be able to be soft, and it's so hard to be soft. So I think I'm in that healing phase where that's where I'm at, like allowing myself to exist in the softness and my femininity because I'm not saying my mom is masculine, but she's not the most feminine woman either. So for me, that's what it is I feel like that's the generational curse I want to break. Strength. And not to say I want to be weak, but I absolutely do not want to be the person that's looked at, oh, she's so strong, look how much she can take.
You just want to be able to feel vulnerable and feel like a lady sometimes.
Yeah, I don't want to be macho man. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, she's so strong, bro. Look how strong she is. No.
I heard that. That's real.
Don't put extra over you.
Facts. But I seen my mom go through the ringer. You feel me? Like I seen her in that drinking / smoking stage. Like she was doing all that, but I also seen her persevere and grow past it. Like it was so crazy to watch her be like, yeah, ain't no more alcohol in this house. I ain't smoking no more nothing. Like I don't care what you think it might be. I ain't smoking nothing. And I was like, yo. Like I remember being those days, you know what I'm saying, being a 90s kid, all of y'all can attest to it for people that was you know what I'm saying, we grew up with smokers as our adults. Like I remember being those days where you be in a car and somebody's smoking and you just what you do, you just sit there and shut up. But I also remember the days where my mom would, like when she turned that shit around, it was like even me being a driver, like starting driving and she knew I smoked, she'd be like, yeah, you better not smoke that shit in my car though.
Yeah.
And like all that shit turned around, like all that shit. Like I like shout out to my mom. She did such a great job. Like watching her grow like that, it made me grow even more as a person. And like even to this day, even in my growth, I always look at her as, you know what I'm saying, that's the blueprint. So when I grow, when anytime I do something, if I ain't got the answer for it, that's the first person I'm calling. Cause like, yo, you had the answers. What's up? So you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying on that situation and my mama.
Okay.
Say what you got, Mike. I'm interested in what you're gonna say, man.
Me too.
Communication. And this gonna sound weird, but when you grow up and like the people around you that are in relationships or have been in relationships and you keep seeing relationships die, but you don't really see like them talk or them actually discuss like adults, like what's going on in the relationship, like you grow up and you tend to do the same thing. And I think like in a lot of my relationships, that's a big issue is my communication because I don't talk or I don't express the way I feel properly. So, and that's just off of what I've seen and what I've been around growing up. So I'm trying to break that generational curse and become better as a person. And that's not even just in relationship, like just as a person, like better way of expressing myself.
I can actually hear that because I think from my point of view, I think I dealt with that in a different way. It wasn't the same. My mom didn't talk to me because she was very well. I was growing up. Even about shit that I know was hard for her to talk about, but I know a lot of times I was actually too quiet sometimes because I wanted to know, but I didn't want to know at the same time to protect myself. And I think that was my fault in my communication era too, because even though my mom was opening that door for me, I was still scared because I was worried that like maybe I say something that may trigger her, or maybe I'll say something that may hurt her feelings, or even like when I ask like for certain answers, like I'm scared that those things are gonna hurt me because I'm getting the truth. So
Yeah.
like that was my line of communication too. My deficiency was I was scared to communicate, and now I think sometimes with me being in my present day stature, my figure, sometimes I over communicate because I don't know the boundaries to communication. So when I say things like when I give people advice, it comes from my heart, but my delivery sometimes is off because I don't know how
So
to
what do you
communicate it.
when you say you over communicate? Like clarify that.
So I can say more recently, like I give so much information in the beginning, it's almost like hard to keep up with. So when there's anything that makes my, I guess my past look any different from what my current stature is, it makes so many questions pop up and people don't see the consistency anymore. So sometimes I'll give that information too early instead of waiting for the time for that to come up. Or in other situations where I've been in relationships where I I tried to be in relationships where I tried to talk to a girl, but I over communicated the full truth. Like I'm currently going through a divorce, but I ain't completely divorced yet, and I got a kid, and it's complicated, and I stay with my mom right now until I get on my feet to move out. Like that kind of shit
Pause.
is
Pause.
Yeah.
That is not over communication. And any woman, any girl, any female, any person that is going to tell you like, "Oh, you gave away information up front," those are just people who are not on your wavelength. But I can promise you, find out a year or 6 months into a relationship that, oh, I'm not actually divorced, we're still going through the divorce, or however it is that you withheld that information, I'm gonna stop fucking with you. I'm gonna stop talking to you. Because lie for what? Like, if we've already established a foundation of trust, then you should feel comfortable enough to be able to express who you are in that fullness. And any woman that won't accept that just ain't the woman that you should be fucking with. And that's that. So over communicate a problem. I would rather you over communicate with me every day and me be like, whoa, you overshared a little bit, than for me to be like, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't I know this? What's going on? There's some holes in this story. I'm filling in like the worst thing that you could ever do is leave a hole and allow someone else's imagination to fill that space. Cause like is crazy.
I don't know. For me, over communicating is when you start talking about how many times you went to the bathroom and every little detail about your meals throughout the day. But as far as you like being vulnerable, I don't think that's over communication. And if somebody's saying they don't want to hear you being vulnerable, that's not a person you want to be vulnerable with anyway.
So like my question to y'all, since y'all, I mean, I understand what y'all said. So like if you did get in a situation where you were talking to somebody like me who basically gave you everything up front, would that not raise a flag, or would y'all not question some things, or would y'all not be worried about certain things going into that?
No.
For me, no, because you gave me the option. You gave me the choice to say whether or not I choose to deal with this or not. And when you don't tell me, you take away the choice.
My longest relationship was with somebody who was...
Oh, thanks, God. My bad. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying like my longest relationship was with someone who was completely upfront, left no room for the imagination, left no room to guess, like left no space for me to wonder where I fit in. Like, hey, this is what my current life looks like. If you can rock with this, cool. Let's do that together. If not, cool, still good.
Yeah, that's it. You gave me a choice. It's as long as I got a choice, I'm cool. It's when the choices get taken away that we have a problem. But yeah.
Hello. Talk to him.
Yeah, that's it. You leave women with the choice, and that's amazing. And if a woman has a problem with you giving her the option to choose, like that's some psychological issues that we ain't even gonna dig into. But yeah,
nigga, do you know how depressing that is sometimes for me? Because like I'm not gonna say I got low self-esteem, but part of me feels like my self-esteem is a little bit lower than I feel like it should be. Where whatever, but.
Justice.
What, nigga?
I feel like we done had so many like personal conversations around this that I just want to shake the shit out of you.
I wasn't gonna say nothing. You said it. Go ahead, talk your shit.
No, because like I tell Justice all the time, like Justice is fucking amazing, and like the stature of women that he tends to choose, never see how fucking amazing he is, and
And
And it gets to a point where he starts to question who he is. And I hate that you have to question the type of man that you are just because of
Y'all give me 1 second, people. Go
someone
ahead.
you chose.
so you're women based on love that you think you deserve. So yes, your self-esteem is low. Like yes, these things you do have issues with. Yes, like it can be assumed that you aren't at the level where you know you should be, and that's because of trauma, past relationships. That's just because of life experience. So people only accept the love they think they deserve, and why you end up with these women who leave you even more vulnerable in the beginning, or I guess like why you can't leave a situation unscathed, is
Hey,
because
you know what
when
we got?
you people
I'm
when
sorry.
you thought,
What you think?
"Hey, like this is the love that I deserve, this is going to be good love," and then you get there and then you realize your own worth within that relationship, you're like, whoa, this is what I signed up for. But now you've made a commitment, so you're committed to like this fuckery, for like lack of a better word, and you're trying to make it work, and you're trying to make it work, and as you're trying to build yourself up, you also have a partner. See, hey, you're moving different. I don't like that. And now the situation's getting even more difficult. It's getting more strenuous. You tired, you stressed out, y'all arguing, so on and so forth. And so once the relationship is over, because it ended horribly, you're left you're left even in a lesser situation than where you started. Like now you even have less confidence than you did before because you just wasted so much time trying to build this relationship that you knew wasn't going to work from the jump. But it's a
Justice.
cycle, man. You just got to know when to cut it out. And like, even if you don't feel like, hey, I could be with somebody like that, fake that shit till you make that shit. If you start,
No,
what?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, I kind of got a question because it's almost like, do you choose women you feel like you could fix? Like, do you like? Is it like projects?
Damn.
Like
I just
no, it's a genuine question because it's not like he's unaware when he's walking into the situation. And justice is often like, I can make this better. So it's like, are you choosing to like see if you can genuinely like, I don't want to say fix because it sound bad, but like, are you choosing women you feel like need help?
nah, I just choose who I feel like fits me. I guess a lot of times, but, I mean, maybe my
So do you
judgment's
feel
flawed.
like
I don't
you
know.
need help?
Sometimes.
Okay. Okay. I can see that. I can understand that.
Yeah, I genuinely do. Like
Um,
sometimes I genuinely need help, and sometimes I open my mouth and ask for it. But I guess people overthink what I ask for.
no, not that. I'm saying like if you feel that way about yourself, it makes sense with the type of like women you choose to date. Because if you feel like you're in a situation where you need help, of course you're gonna choose people that also need help. You're not gonna choose someone who's um working towards something or establishing themselves because that's essentially what you're doing, Justice. You're establishing yourself, and instead of you choosing a woman who's also establishing herself, you're choosing someone who's, what's the word, I'm trying to find the right word without it coming off wrong, like not in need, but you know what I'm saying, like you get what I'm saying, not in need, but like y'all don't be on the same wave, but because of how you view yourself, you're forcing the wave.
And that's not right. Sometimes you and the shorter you with could start off the same place. One of y'all just might evolve at a different rate than the other. That's what happens to me. Like I literally link up with is where I am at the baseline. And then as we progress, as we get involved, as we start to discover ourselves in that relationship, I like unintentionally grow or just like want more than they do at that given time. Like a lot of times like they just not ready for like wherever I'm at or wherever I'm headed. And then we grow apart. And it could be that too, right? Like nobody's perfect.
Absolutely. It's
Constantly
complacency. It
yeah,
becomes a thing.
you're gonna constantly
Absolutely.
yourself and your partner, right? So like there's always gonna be something wrong. Like fuck, I'm so far from perfect. But in terms of like where I'm going, like I can't carry no dead weight. And so like maybe and that's no disrespect to any of my exes. But like for where I'm headed, you have become dead weight to me for where I'm headed. If we were to stay here, then you wouldn't be dead weight. You know what I'm saying? But I got to keep going. And so, like, maybe it's like that for you. Maybe it's just like, damn, we were what we were, but where I'm headed and the goals that I have and the places I'd like to be, I can't afford to carry you and everything else I'm carrying.
Mm. So I was going to piggyback off of what Chief and Senior Chief said, but you know what? The way they said it, I can't even do nothing.
All righty. Justice, I
Hey.
love you. Heart.
Love you too. That's
Heart.
some words, some shit that
Yeah, man.
I kind of needed there. But
Yes.
Absolutely.
appreciate
We
you.
all need to hear it sometimes. Hell, I
Right.
needed to hear that. Like,
Right.
we all need a reminder.
And the crazy thing is SB, what I tell you is take the information that you just received, and I just say take it with a grain of salt, because there's been plenty of times where you told me shit, not exactly what they said, but similar to that. And I had to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't get mad at you. I just could be like, I bet. And vice versa, where I've told you stuff where you had to like listen to it and be like, I bet I got you. But when we applied it to our lives, that's when we realized shit started to get better. Like, shit started to move in our direction. You
You
know what I
gotta
mean?
take
Like,
what resonates, leave what don't.
you feel me? Like it's you got to understand that sometimes that when people talk to you like that, they're not saying that because like they want you to feel bad. Like, sometimes it just has to be raw and direct like that. Like, straight up raw and direct. Like, there's no other way to put it. So when they put it like that, all you can do is be like, I bet. Take it with a grain of salt. You do what you're supposed to do. You come back to them people for this situation, people. But normally I say that person and be like, boom, thank you for that information, because I needed that.
All right, so damn, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all, this is what I call valuable friendship. I mean,
Facts.
free space to just talk, and like we picked on Mike one day, picked on. I mean, well, it's not really
Yeah,
picked
it's
on.
only
It's
a matter of
getting the
time.
information you need, but you know what I'm saying. For those who
It's only a
Like-
matter of time before they come for people come at me. I got you.
But I was just saying, it's a matter of time. I think.
It's a matter of time.
So the next topic we had at hand was people sometimes want people outside of the tax bracket. What do y'all feel about that?
Justice, you
Y'all already
pop it.
laughed.
That's you.
That's you.
That's-
That's you. You gotta lead off, bro.
That's you.
gotta
You
lead
pop
off, bro.
it.
Man, look, man,
You might as well say it.
it's so fucking weird to me that the first thing out of some women's mouths, it's not a lot. It's a very small community. It fucking makes me cringe that you can go ask all these dudes out here just for money. And I understand, like, it doesn't have anything with bringing things to the table. It's just like you see the nigga has money. You want to live the fast lifestyle because you're young and you're whatever, and you feel like you're worth it just based off of how you look. No presentation or anything. Like, everything about you is absent outside of the fact that you're pretty. And you go chase a nigga who's making millions of dollars to finance and endorse your lifestyle. But you can't afford the shit by yourself that you're asking for someone to buy for you.
Mm.
Okay.
You want me to buy you a
Okay.
Chanel purse, but you couldn't buy a Chanel purse by yourself. Or if you could, you would take out a loan or a finance agreement to pay somebody back for loaning you the money to buy that shit so you can look like you're the standard of bitch that nigga's looking for. Like, what's wrong with a woman saying, I'm okay with dating someone in the same tax bracket as me or lower, just like we men do? Like, the conversation is always deflected. It's like, we can tolerate being with a woman who does not have a job or has a job that just makes less or even makes as much as us, but nobody's viewing it like, why are the women not saying the same thing? Y'all are
Because-
like, not y'all generally. Y'all are chasing something more than what you actually can.
You're talking about breaking cultural norms. Like, since the beginning of time, men are the hunters, women are the gatherers. Women maintain the home, men go out and they work. So what you're saying is, like, there's so many things that you just said just now. But like but from the gist of women, or excuse me, the women that you're used to have a higher expectation of the type of man that they want, and they use the fact that they're pretty to get it. But like for the last 60, 70, 80 years, that's all they needed. That was the requirement. Be beautiful. You're such a pretty, dainty, delicate thing. I want to spoil you. I want you to stay pretty. I want you to stay dainty. Come on, we see the memes all the time. My hands look like this, so hers could look like
Hers
that.
look like that. Yeah. Yeah.
And
I don't
that's literally like the cultural rhetoric. However, you get women who are more driven and not homebody driven, who don't mind that's in their tax bracket or beneath them. But like, what's wrong with a pretty girl like more? What's wrong with a pretty girl thinking she deserves more? Nobody's saying that you got to give it to her. You stand for her. What I'm saying is like, it is okay for a woman to say, hey, I can't afford this Chanel bag, this check, or these next 3 checks. But if I have a man who somehow sees that I'm valuable enough to say, hey, you don't have to worry about your savings for the next 3 months, I want to go ahead and give you that, then that's great.
Can I do
But
that?
also, women need to understand that men are not ATMs.
I get
Like,
it,
I am
but can I do that?
with- Go ahead. Can
No.
you what?
Can I do exactly what you said? A woman feels
As
like
a
she can do?
man?
Yeah.
Yeah, why the fuck
If
not?
you with the right person, absolutely. But I feel like it's a case by case situation. Because like me personally, I want to want you. I don't want to need you. Like, and
Right.
I feel like when you're entering a relationship, it should be purely off want, not what can you do for me or what can I do for you. Like, I want to be with you because I like you. I like the way you make me feel. I like talking to you. I like looking at you. Like
But how many of them
that.
do you really
Now,
feel
anything
feel
that
that
come
way?
with that is a bonus. But I'm not just like.
I get it, but that's you. But how many of them do you really feel like get into that situation and like
You also got
both
to
of them
understand we are in
mutually?
a social media era where like that is the norm. That is what you see. That is what people are glorifying in this current age. Like that's the new norm. That's all people see.
Like, social media is not real. All of that shit is like glamorous and like glorified, and none of that shit is legit. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm in a place right now where I don't even want to date. Like, yeah, I want to get my nut, fuck. I want to like get my rocks off for real. But I do not want to date. I do not want to take the
Can
time
we
that
pause and run that back one more time? Because I don't think we hear enough women say that. Like, can you just run that back one more time? Like,
right now where I'm so comfortable in my solitude that I do not want to date. I do not want to take the time to get to know another man. I do not want to take the time to rebuild and pour into somebody who on the off chance might not pour into me. I could be pouring into myself. Do you know?
serious. I second that. Hello.
So with the amount of money that we made in the Navy or not in the Navy, or with our, like side hustles and whatever we did, do you know, like, we've probably spent $1 million, if not more, on other people, and we have nothing to show fucking broken hearts and like fucking debt. That's what we have to show for pouring into something. I'm telling you, like, I want to fuck to get my nut off because that's my animalistic urge. But as far as me and healing me, being with me, I don't want to date. You know why? I have kids. Kids cost money. I need a babysitter. Every single time you want to take me out, which don't get me wrong, yeah, you buy me a nice meal, we have fun, we laugh, we giggle, ha ha ha, whatever. I gotta pay for a sitter for those 4 fucking hours. And like, come on, man. Like, now I'm working a job where like, hey, time really is money. When you start to look for life and really think, and not money, when you consider time as a unit of currency, you're gonna realize like, hey, this might not be worth spending it on. This might, and as much as I like to get my nut off, there are times when I will curve men solely to be like, yo, like, it'll take me 5 minutes to do it myself. And then I'm back to doing whatever else it is that I gotta do. Like, there is nothing wrong with being a hopeless romantic and believing that love still exists, because I do. But I am in a place right now where that shit is for the birds. We got money to make. We got moves to make. There are things that need to be had. And like, spending time cultivating relationships. How many failed relationships have we had? Yo, I got friends that I'm not even fucking with right now. And that's just because y'all not on the type of time. And that's okay. I told you the other day, like, there is a calling on my life, and I'll be goddamn if my hands are full of juggling bullshit and I can't pick up the phone. Like, that's where we at. And man, I'm passionate about this topic.
I see.
As you should be. Like,
As you should be.
I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like, oh, go ahead, Jock.
No, I was gonna say it's women like you, Trina, it's women like you that fuel me, like, because when you do stuff like that, you move the way you operate, or you operate the way you operate, but you move the way you move, like stuff like that is like, gets under my skin, and I love it. So when I run into a female like you, and you just like, XYZ, this is how I'm operating, this is how I move, blah blah blah. If we start seeing each other on another level, it came so natural because we was already in our own mindsets for that. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't even think about that shit. We wouldn't even like, yeah, I want to see somebody like you. You're supposed to be just a nut, but you actually really cool people. So I fuck with you a little bit. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And it's people like you that I fuck with the most.
I hate having to maintain relationships for real. Like, I'm on a schedule. Like, Mikey might have been you who was like, hey, 11:40 is 11:40. Where the fuck y'all at 11:45? And I'm like, hey, dude,
Definitely,
like,
Mike.
I'm
It
raising my
definitely was.
at 11:42. I'm leaving the gym, clean my ass because I just got out the shower. Like, I had a schedule before I had the podcast, right? And I want to maintain my schedule because that's what I need to be productive. Like, the podcast is your baby, but I'm raising 2 real babies. And like, I'm trying to maintain myself and them while also maintain my dignity. And so it's like that in all situations. Like, there are men in my phone right now who I haven't talked to in days. And it's just because, like, yo, I don't have the time. Yeah, I look at my phone. Like, yeah, I see the missed call, but I don't have the time to engage you. My silence is me letting you know that I am not the woman for you. I'm not the woman.
I don't think silence always says I'm not the woman, but silence also says not right now. Like, cause I don't always have
Say that again.
100%
Say that again.
silence. What I just said about the silence?
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think it means not the one. Sometimes it just means not right now because I don't always have 100% to give to me. So I damn sure ain't got 100% to give to you. So it's times, like you said, I got my phone in my hand, but no, I don't want to talk. I just need a moment to myself. And just because I'm not responding to you, you're not entitled for me to give you a reason as to why I'm not responding to you.
No, but you can. But like, hey, actions speak louder than words. So if it's been
Right.
days of radio silence out of me, don't be no duck.
Oh, no, absolutely. If you're going days, weeks, whatever the case may be, like that's just this situation is not productive for what I have going on. And that's just the reality of it. Like if you cause more harm than good, then no, we cannot have this conversation. That's just what it is. But to piggyback off what you were saying earlier, Tran,
Piggyback off what you said.
it takes, I can't say, you know what I'm saying? Like it took me a while to get to where you at. Like I can't sit here and pretend like I wasn't a person. Like it took me so long to be vocal about what it is that I wanted. Not even just from myself, but from people. Like, so that's why I'm like, that's why I said say that again, because it took so much for me to be able to just say like certain stuff because it's a taboo thing, like a girl should and should not. But it's like the reality of it is no, I do not want this. Like this is all I want right now. And if you can't accept that, oh well.
I love
I
y'all
think,
too, man.
especially
Phenomenal women.
like as
What
men,
you say, Justice?
I said y'all are fucking phenomenal women, bro.
Oh,
Facts.
Y'all are
But-
phenomenal women, man.
Absolutely.
crazy. We're both phenomenal women and we're single. Like we're both
for your own reasons. I mean, it's your choice.
Yeah, no, not all.
it's a half and half kind of thing. It's part choice, part slim pickings. Like
Fair enough.
It is different the woman that you are, and then because like okay, so like have y'all seen that thing where it's like an unevolved empath sees the light in a light, it's like, oh, but I can see his light, blah blah blah, and then it turns out to be an anglerfish. That light was just bait. Like the dude is actually a freaking vampire. You know what I'm saying?
let's suck the life out of you.
The same thing with y'all as men. Y'all see a woman shining so brightly that you think she's out of your league. And so then you end up with a woman that's shining, mediocrely. You're like, oh, it's not bright, like it's somewhere in the middle. And then you realize this bait the whole time, like she's sucking the life out of you, draining your energy. That's why you become a person who is comfortable with solitude. That's why you become a person who is comfortable with being vulnerable within thyself. Like my dad says this all the time. He's like, hey, know thyself. Like, don't worry about me. Don't try to understand your dad. Know thyself. Like, who are you? Who is Trent? And I'm like, damn, I don't know. Because the way that I describe myself to other people is by telling them who I'm not. It's much easier.
Ooh.
I'm not this person. I'm not that. I'm not this. And or how I describe myself is by using other people. I know who I am when I'm with you. I know who I don't want to be when I'm with you. But like, why is it so difficult for Trin to say who Trin is by herself on her own? Like, and so I think we really gotta like settle and come to terms with that. Like, who are you as an individual? Because what I'm hearing is it says, so like what I'm hearing right now is like, especially you, Justice, like as a man, like love is not dead. I want this, this, and this, but I keep attracting women who are so curious about my finances. Like dead ass, stop looking for women. And I ain't saying go look for men. I'm saying just stop looking in general. Like
It'll come on. Like, yeah, it'll come.
stack your money up. Do whatever it is that you feel that you need to do to make yourself happy. Like, know thyself. Not who is justice with a woman or who is justice when he's trying to attract a woman. Who is justice, period. Man, who was you before you had these babies? Who was you before you had these women? Who was that dude? Who was that dude in high school? That dude in college? Who was that nigga in the Navy? Like, who were you then? That's not even who you have to be, but like that need to be your baseline. That's who you need to be building up from. Cause that was one of the biggest things for me breaking off my engagement. I don't want to be Trin and Joe. I want to just be Trin. I hate when people look at me, they see Trin, the mother, Trin, the fiance, Trin, the daughter. I just want to be Trinity. Like whoever that is, if I'm in my slut era, if I'm in my get money era, if I'm in my student era, if I'm in my
All of the above.
era, if I'm in my scientific research era, whatever it is, like that's Trinity. Those are things that no one else can say they gave to me. I fucking built that. You know what I'm saying? And like that's what you gotta look for. Like this is shit I built. This mine. I'm proud of that. Fuck the rest.
Yeah.
And I go.
And if you don't know who you want to be,
y'all.
if you don't know who you are, who is it that you want to be, and then become that person.
Exactly. Man, psychologically speaking, fake it until you make it is a legit thing because you will begin to become that in which you desire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you don't know who you are, just who is it that you
What-
want to be, and then become that.
What they say, speak it into existence.
Hello,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Absolutely, like, I
Manifesting
see
is
it.
absolutely real. Like the power in the tongue is so powerful. Like it's certain
Facts.
words I don't even
Absolutely.
say in regards to myself. Like the BROKE, I do not use that word towards myself at all. Not even a little
Hey,
bit.
your spirit cannot discern if you're just joking when you say something negative about yourself. Like the
We don't
spirit
even.
does not discern between what someone else is saying negatively and what you are saying negatively. It's just negative. Like
Absolutely. And you hold it and you don't even realize you holding it until you get to a point where you releasing stuff and you just like damn, like for so long, like I was saying I'm broken. Like that was how I referred to myself. And I was having a conversation with one of my friends and it was like, why do you call yourself broken? I was like, because I am, like I'm not whole anymore. That was like, you're refined. And that changed my entire outlook on myself. Like it stopped me from looking at me as being a broken person. Like, yeah, I'm not exactly how I was a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 days ago. But that's what makes it so amazing because all of this trauma, all of this hurt, all of this, you know what I'm saying, building and breaking is why I'm refined. It's why I'm refurbished, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? It's what made me me.
All right.
Absolutely.
They over here spitting some shit, nigga.
They are. And there was one thing, I think it was Trin who said it. And she was like, who are you before the kids? And I'm gonna keep it short, simple, and sweet. SB, I knew who you were before the kids. You was a thought pocket.
Yeah,
okay, big ass hoe.
Yeah. SB was like that before the kids.
It was.
SB was like that before the kids. And then, you know what I'm saying, he had kids and don't get me wrong, like he settled down or whatever. Like even to this day, you know, when he when he like, yo, XYZ, and I'll be like, shit, ABC. You know what I'm saying? Like it just matches up for him right now. But before me and SB became how close we are now, when his brother Jew told me about SB, and I looked SB up because he was like, yo, yeah, look at my little brother, whatever. And I looked SB up. SB was like that.
You get that mentality, but with like if you go back to that mentality, but with the heart that you have, oh my God, Justice. Oh my God.
You'll be so
If you go back to that fuck it person, but still with the heart that you have now, the minor stuff that you had like issues with in regards to women would not exist like at all.
And the
If
funny
we
thing
keep it
is,
a stack, you probably getting your karma right now.
Damn.
So just take this shit. Just take that as it is. Damn, I did these foul things in my past. I'm getting my karma right now. But once my karma paid, like the only trauma that I'm gonna go through is the shit that I invite into my home. So stop inviting that bullshit into your residence.
the funny thing is, I swear for God, I said it before, but I say it again. Trini, K, they are like in my house or reading my notes or something because they literally saying everything that I'm thinking.
No, for real. Like
legit, that's what I was leading up to. I was leading up to like
listen,
the way it built up. I was leading up to what K said, and then I was gonna lead up to what Trent said, and they just did it themselves. They was like, "Oh, boom this, boom that, bro."
It's a piggyback. You know what I'm saying?
You feel me? It's a piggyback off what Chief said. Only us Navy folks will understand that.
Piggyback. That's it.
Hey,
Mike, you been real quiet.
Man.
Yeah.
Like
nigga here talk to
He over there with the U-neck. He ain't got a V-neck on. He got the U-neck.
They got that VBS
t-shirt. That goddamn shirt look lazy, boy. What you got going on?
That motherfucker jumped in the pool and said, fuck it.
Man, I'm trying to tell you.
Chill on me.
So
that nigga stretched the collar out with his head. Go ahead though, bro.
So look, last topic we got, man, is
one more chill on me before I start.
Was on sex. And actually the female suggested this topic, so this is actually a topic I want y'all to go on the pop off. Because clearly I want to express yourselves here.
So because as a man, do you know how to please your woman?
Absolutely.
Wait. Before y'all pop it off with sex, I have a question for y'all because I was thinking about this question for days, and I wanted to ask y'all this.
All right, pop it.
When you're in a relationship, how important is sex?
Very.
It's integral, nigga. What you mean?
Okay. So what you got, Kay?
For me, that's a tricky one, right?
It ain't.
I feel like, and it's only it is, and it's only tricky for me because like if you're no, because if in other areas of our relationship I'm not being pleased sexually, I'm not gonna want it's not gonna be something that I want.
Okay, so that leads
now if everything else we okay across the board, sex is absolutely imperative. What do you mean? But if that shit is not,
I got a question.
Man, I don't give a fuck if the house is burning. Okay, if I say me and you are in a place where I want to fuck, we gonna fuck. Are you kidding me?
No,
I'm saying that's why I have to disagree. I'm a mental if mentally that shit ain't.
Listen, I don't care if we're not communicating. Huh?
I said I got a question for y'all then. That leads into question 2. So question 2 is think about it like this. Like a lot of men, a lot of us, we've gotten into relationships based on sex. You know what I mean? Like the whole relationship before we was like, oh yeah, we together. It was sex. That's what we did. And then you get into that relationship, and then it's like sex is not a thing. Like, what's the change?
Okay, I can tell you what the change is. This is easy. This is an easy fix. Problem with y'all is y'all literally can go solely based on a nut. As pussy don't have a face. So you can hit 1,000,000 of those and it really don't matter to you. And then you find one pussy that's really doing what it's supposed to do for you. And so you're like, damn, I want to be exclusive with this vagina. And she's like, damn, I want to be exclusive with this dick. Now y'all in a relationship, or y'all trying to be in a relationship, but now the sex is weird because y'all are adding all the emotional stuff on the opposite. Like when you need to be choosing who you sleep with based on other things from the jump anyway. It can't always just be because like, damn, this pussy feels good or this dick is doing what it's supposed to do. Like a lot of times, like we fuck up the equation because the answer's right there. Like, you know, you got to know how to get to the answer, and that's where the L come from.
Right. But I feel like when you add emotions to it, right? Like, when you add emotions and still have sex, that's just a different type of sex right there. Like, I remember days, like I've had days where it's like,
that shit passionate.
you know what I'm saying? I've had days where it's like, all right, we just fucking. But then you add that emotion to it, and it's so much passionate. It's like all the shit I did before, like I'm doing it with a different type of passion. Like, yo,
it's temporary.
I gotta make sure.
And then you can communicate with your body.
It's not temporary because it's not temporary because I do that shit. I'm gonna do that shit from day in to day out.
I'm letting you know that those feelings that you have because you're overwhelmed or you're underwhelmed or whatever it is, and you giving this girl some of the best dick you ever gave her. Her pussy feel extra good today. That shit is temporary, my nigga. It is temporary emotions because once you get your nut and you come back to your senses, it's simply that. Like, damn, we had some bomb sex, and you gotta know to leave it right there. You gotta know when to leave that shit in the bed. I mean, that's the problem. Like, man, y'all be carrying that shit with y'all everywhere y'all go. What I just said, I got some bomb dick and I blocked that nigga. Why? Because I know for a fact that for me and my boundaries and what I require, I was like, there's no way in fuck that I'm about to hit this man up and be like, damn, I need some more dick. Like, that shit was so good. Fuck that. I'm gonna leave that shit in the bed. I'm gonna give myself enough space, enough distance to get to my senses again. Like, I got to get back to homeostasis, man. I got to get back to like base level because, yeah, it was good. It was passionate. It did feed a lot of places where I was lacking. It did do a lot for me, but that's cool. And you got to know when to like leave it there because I know for a fact that I only wanted a nut. And if I allow whatever I was feeling emotionally at that time to make this a prolong whatever this is, it'll mix it up. When the reality of it is, he just gave me good dick and provided me all the things that I didn't know I needed at that time. But now that my cup is full, like, don't let me be greedy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool. So the nigga's gonna be blocked until I feel like I've come to my senses and I can unblock him and we can get some fire dick again. Like, that's... I really hope my grandma's not watching this episode.
Please don't let nobody watch this.
Listen,
like, oh baby, Sugarfoot, what you talking about?
Nah. Y'all remember on Facebook when I said for my birthday, I was like, all I want for my birthday is dick. She called me the next day and was like, you know, Trinity, I just hope that you find it in your heart to delete that post. And I'm not gonna tell you which post it is because you know which post it is. And I said, I'm gonna leave it up, ma. Like, I'm leaving it up.
For the record, I just became Facebook friends with Trinity.
Nigga, she wild, nigga.
The moment, like literally, bro, it's so crazy because it's like the moment I said, boom, add friend, she was like, I bet, add friend.
Was it the gym rat post?
First fucking post you see.
Every single thing I said, like it was post from 6-7 days ago, and it was her talking her shit. And I'm just like, God
was
damn.
it the gym rat post? So look, y'all got one on there.
It wasn't that initially, but I seen your gym rat post. Like that gym rat post, I was like, huh.
So I have it, and it says like, damn, all I need is a gym rat with tattoos to spit pre-workout in my mouth and grunt in between my sets. And my dad reacted to it, and everybody was like, "Yo, Trin, your dad's on here," and I was like, "Yeah, that nigga know what's up." Like, man, he know I'm fucking.
I remember that post, but I remember when we talked on Wednesday, and you was talking about like, "Oh, them gym rats ain't like that," and I was like, "Huh, what you mean?" Like I literally, me and SB talked after we all talked. I talked to her and I was talked to SB and I was like, "Yeah, she ain't got the right gym rat. She ain't got the right gym rat." Because my stamina like that. But your post was so crazy, and I was just like, I just let that shit blow up. If y'all ain't friends with Trinity, please go be friends or go follow Trinity because I'm telling you.
No, I posted soon because I met the right gym rat, but like I said, he had to get blocked because that shit was.
This motherfucker made a post
From my
specifically about that nigga. Went back and got him. She said, "Fuck it."
Hey, you gotta manifest. You gotta attract what you want. You gotta
Same
attract.
Like,
At
to
the
the same
same time.
Trinity.
At the same time, man, listen. So Kay has followed me on literally every single social network that I got, and I went
No,
and
I
looked
don't
at
follow
Kay's
you on
shit.
Instagram. Wait, huh? What'd I do?
I went and followed Kay on all her shit. I went and follow Kay on all her shit. Go follow
You
Kay.
got a
That's all I'm gonna
wristband?
say.
I got y'all on nothing.
Do you have a wristband? Do you have a wristband?
Fucking somebody said admission fees in that bit, boy.
Hey, you need a wristband to get in the K shit.
You
need
absolutely
that 21 and up.
Hey, look, we got ours on, boy.
Boy,
You need a wristband.
boy.
You see it?
Me on
I think
Amazon.
it said in my
me on
bio.
Amazon
There you go.
ordering maca root.
Fuck
You heard
There
me?
you have.
They got me on Amazon ordering maca root, knowing damn well that I don't need it because I'm already a fiend. But I'm like clickety clack clack. Buy, purchase.
Fuck you talking about? Man, I don't know, boy. Sex be fun for me, boy. Shit.
Listen.
Why is it not fun? Why would you have sex and it's not fun? I'm
I
gonna tell
ain't
you
saying
just
you
like
would, man. That
this.
shit be
I have
fun, though.
no. Let's talk about it. Why would you be
Listen.
engaging in sex and not enjoying yourself?
I
All
fuck-
right,
get
so real
y'all
quick,
some-
hold on. I'm gonna unplug my headphones. That's in front of me right now. Men, when you have
Plug
Why
this
would
shit.
y'all have sex and not enjoy the sex? Why would you continue to fuck on somebody that's not giving you the nut or giving you the feelings that you deserve you supposed to be having? I absolutely tell a nigga, get up. Don't kiss me. I don't want that. I just want my
Damn.
nut. Is your dick hard? Do you need me to suck your dick? What's up? I want to fuck. Here, look.
Damn, Trent.
No, fuck that. Why are y'all engaging in sex with men and women that's not fulfilling your sexual need? The fuck is you wasting your time for?
Hold on,
Why?
hold on, because I want y'all to hear the men that I got over here right now. Eli, say something. Can you hear him?
Mm-mm. Nah.
Speak up.
Yeah, I can hear him now.
Okay, Jamel, can you hear him?
No.
What the hell? You got Jamel over there?
Yeah, speak up a little bit more.
What the hell, Mud?
Huh?
What more?
At the house.
Y'all real funny.
You worry about the wrong things right now.
He still left out.
Jamel, speak up a little bit more. Can I hear Jamel?
Nah. He
No.
close.
A little bit more.
Yeah, y'all good.
All right, can you hear
All
me?
right, so I got
Yeah,
Jamel
yeah,
right
no.
here. I got Eli right here. Okay, so you hear Jamel. You
Yeah.
hear Eli. My question to y'all is, do y'all have fun when y'all have sex?
You just asked Jamel that?
You're supposed to.
Absolutely.
Now, does that mean does it happen every time? No, because
Why do you continue to have
Well,
sex if you know you're not enjoying yourself?
you gotta understand.
Say that again.
Why are you continuing to engage in sex if you know you're not enjoying yourself? Yo, after like a good 5 minutes, because sometimes you got to get into the swing of it. You got to really adjust to who you fucking on. But after
Can I
like a
answer
good
that? Hold on.
5,
Can I answer it, please? Excuse me. Can
Go ahead, Mike. We ain't heard you talk the whole day.
Yeah, Mike, talk your shit, bro. We ain't heard you talk.
As a man, when you're married and you get your ass off work late as hell, you might be very fucking tired, and you get in the house and your woman ready to fuck, but today ain't the day. But is you gonna tell her no every time? No.
that's not what I asked you.
You just
The
said
sex
why you
with
have
your,
sex
no,
every
the sex with your wife. If she is your wife, she's got good pussy. Y'all gonna fuck. Y'all gonna have good sex. You might be. I didn't ask you if you was tired of fucking her. I said, why do y'all engage in sex with women who don't even make y'all stay hard? Like who don't even make y'all get y'all nut? That's what I'm saying. Why you even waste your time burning the calories, using that energy to fuck on some pussy that's mid?
Mm.
Not my.
Can
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
y'all be out here having sex with mid pussy?
Hey, I be
That's
fucking.
my
I don't
question
give.
to
Well, I
you.
be fucking. I be having fun, nigga. I don't give a fuck,
Like,
nigga.
pussy, like
I be fucking,
now Trey,
nigga.
gonna
Okay,
start. Now Trey, you gonna start having me asking niggas that they trying to talk to me. Have you been out here fucking mid pussy? I'm not the girl for you.
No, I
I
do
be
ask that.
fucking,
I do
nigga. I ain't
ask
gonna
that. Like, what are your
lie.
expectations? Look, before we fuck. Oh, look, I absolutely do this. Before we fuck, what are your expectations of fucking me? What you mean, my expectations? Like, what are you expecting out of this? 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes? Like, I need to know because my expectations of this is that I'm gonna come at least more than once. And it's gonna take me a minute to come. So do you have the stamina to fuck me for real? I'm not kidding. Like, I have to ask these questions because I've gotten in situations where the nigga was so shocked fucking me that he was like, oh shit, like I gotta run this back. Which is great. Like, kudos to me, I guess. Like, I guess I get a pat on the back, but nah, nigga, lay on your back. Let me get you hard again because I'll be a motherfucker if you walk out of this house and I didn't come. There are like there is an expectation that y'all need to have going into sex. Like, sex is a business transaction. I need to make sure that you're somebody that I can have on my fucking hiring team. Like, what is up? This shit be blowing my mind. I do
Yo,
not want to have mid dick. I will not have mid dick. I'm 25 years old. I'll never have mid dick again.
okay. So now here's my question: does size matter?
No,
Hell no, man.
but it
I
sure as
heard that
fuck
shit
help.
before.
Period. It
Hey,
sure
hey.
as fuck help. Period.
Before you talk,
Okay.
Trent, before we go on, I got two fellas over here.
hmm
We're gonna FaceTime you after this podcast because they got questions for you.
Okay. Ask
Oh
it now.
Lord.
Fuck that. Fuck that. After the podcast, ask it now.
No,
I don't have to log for another 2 hours.
no, it's
It's
not
like
the
that. Like,
podcast.
questions is just there's so many different routes you can go with this shit, right? There's so many different equations. You opening up a whole motherfucking.
We
Can of
talked about
worms.
this. I said this verbatim. I said everybody looking for the answer. There's so many different equations that'll still get you to that answer. So you got to make sure that you got the right equation. I literally just said that.
You throwing out you throwing out the verbiage. You throwing out shit like mid pussy, but like I said, and that's why I said you got so many different equations. It's like there's some fire ass, high grade, top nuts, top shelf pussy out there, but there's certain different things that equal up to the equation. Like again, and like Mike was starting to hit onto it a little bit. I know a little bit more. Mike was starting to hit onto it a little bit. Everybody's starting to touch onto it just a little bit, but it's just so many different things that equal up to like why we go about it, why we do about it like this. Like you say, you 25 years old, you got any kids?
Yes.
You got a husband, anything like that?
No,
Nah,
husband.
we didn't.
You know what I'm saying? A man you living with 24/7?
No.
You know
No.
so again, you might not be, you got variety right now. You can kind of move how you want to move, get it how you want to get it. When you dealing with the same motherfucker day in, day out, it's not going to be just him that's going to equal out to with your sex. Like, it's going to be so much more stuff that falls into what you're ready to give up. By the end of the day,
Nah,
like,
when I was in a relationship with my ex-fiance, when I was in this 2-year relationship that I just got out of, sex was never the problem. In fact, they felt like I asked for sex too much. They was like, Trent, I'm tired, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. And it's like, okay, well, I have a desire to fuck and be fucked. So, like, fix it.
Trent,
What?
Stop you right there because if any man asks you, "Oh, you asking for sex too much?" Like, what the fuck?
Nigga, we
Yes.
don't live for that shit, nigga.
You hear me?
That's my point. Like, I'm
We live
telling
for
you,
that
like,
shit.
That leads
I'm
to
telling
my
you,
next
it happens. Like, yo, no, but you're right, right? A nigga don't be 100% all the time. So if this nigga's at 40% this week, you really think he want to use his excess energy, like giving me my nut? No, probably not. But hey, my nigga, you got an obligation to me because if roles were reversed, I have an obligation to you?
I'm there. I'm here.
That-
Well, let me tell you something, bro.
It's
And I'm
like,
gonna keep it all the way tall with niggas. Because when SB said it, it made me think about shit. Women fuck who they want and men fuck who they can. So while you
Yeah.
say a lot of niggas be out here fucking bitches that don't get them hard, they might be in a slump and just trying to get something right now. So that's their first thing in like however long.
I ain't gonna lie, but I got
So
a
no,
lot
I'm
of
not
bitches.
going.
I got a lot of bitches.
I'm
I
not
don't
saying
want it,
that. When you,
bro. And
huh?
I got a lot of bitches I don't want it, and I don't fuck. And when I got the fucking bro, I didn't even entertain sex no more. Like right
Yeah.
then and there.
And afterwards, you don't
That's my
entertain no
point.
more. But at the same time, you gotta think we can't just walk outside and be like, y'all want to fuck you. I guarantee y'all. No, we can't. Because I guarantee
a lot of these women got y'all. A lot of these women have y'all fooled. A lot of these women have y'all bamboozled. Women want to fuck just as much as men, if not more. Yes, there is an approach that you have to take.
So peep me, right? I love women because
I agree with Trent. I'm sorry.
Yo,
I love women. One thing I went through.
I'm about to log off.
Mike, you always logging out.
Log out. You ain't say shit most of this episode anyway.
Damn, son. You gonna let her come for your neck?
Huh.
One thing I went through was
Damn, Mike.
One thing I went through was SB. The only person is SB can attest to it was I remember being like, yo, like looking at y'all, yo, I want XYZ. And you say, all right, I'm gonna give you XYZ. And that shit works. Because the beautiful thing about women, is they ask for honesty.
Women naturally want to please a man. Women naturally want to please a man. Women naturally want
because
he
was like
that boy,
women want honesty.
Hey, kill it.
Hey, nigga, it's 1:10 in the afternoon. Hey, man, fuck. Hey, man, listen here, man.
All right.
Hey, fuck this. Hey, I love this episode. I love y'all to death. I swear to God, I want y'all to come back any chance y'all fucking get. I need y'all to start some shit. I don't fucking care. This nigga jogged through, nigga. This is done. This is done. This nigga's done.
He just women want honesty.
I'm over here like, damn, my computer's skipping like shit. Hold on, this nigga just stop it.
Yo, he's froze. He's really froze.
No, he's
No,
not.
he's not. He just
No, I'm saying, like he's really slapped where he's at. Like
he just
yeah, my boy through.
put your tongue in your mouth.
Hey, kill it. That's it, bro.
Hey, man.
I
love y'all. I love y'all, man.
I'm gonna say it for John tonight. That's between you and your guy.
Hey, between you and your guy, boy. On
I'm gonna say it for you.